Hey guys, wanted to bring you another NFL video of today's trade of the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. Couldn't believe it when it happened. 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. Seattle makes a big trade with the Saints. I'm pretty sure the Seahawks was the one that initiated the trade talks with the Saints because the Saints are near the max on the cap. So what happens? Well, this is what the Seahawks traded away and what they got. They're going to get Jimmy Graham and a 4th round draft pick for Seattle, and then Seattle sending Max Unger, the center, and the 31st pick of the 2015 draft. So that's I mean, I could see both sides, what they're thinking. I'm not saying this is the worst trade for the Saints, but there's going to be some questions. So here's the breakdown on what I could see and what we've read up and what we thought. So, first thought, well, remember the last play of the Super Bowl? If they have big target like Jimmy Graham, throw it up, easy. It's like a jump ball. You're going to grab it, snatch it out in the air, touchdown. It could have been Seattle winning the Super Bowl that way. So it's a weapon for Russell Wilson. It's a really great weapon for him. But now he's probably going to have less protection unless they already have a backup that most people haven't seen, or unless you're a big Seattle Seahawks fan and live out there and know who's their backup. So I don't really know, to be honest. But I thought Max Unger, there was an interesting stat. With them, they got 1.5 yards extra. And without him, they lose about 1.5 yards. So it's kind of interesting stat based on the run. So he's really great on the run scheme. And that's going to hurt Marshawn Lynch numbers a little bit, I believe. So they're going to have to figure out maybe, or unless they, like I said, have someone already lined up. But it's going to be a lot cheaper if they do have someone lined up. Or they're going to address it through the draft. But it does help that Russell Wilson is mobile. So as long as Jimmy Graham could get open pretty quick, that's going to definitely help. I don't know how they get away with. I mean, I think they had $20 million in cap space, but geez, you got one of the best defense, and they still could come away with this type of trade. But I don't know if how they're going to afford all these players. I mean, with success, other teams are going to try to pluck your best players. Look at Denver Broncos; they lost some players. And with this, it's going to be interesting because you got to pay Russell Wilson very soon, and he's not going to be very cheap, I don't think. So that's going to help, I think. But Jimmy Graham's numbers, don't expect them to be the same as the Saints because this offense is still probably going to be run happy first, especially when you have Marshawn Lynch. But everybody probably in the NFC is shaking their head, especially the NFC West. Like, gosh, how are we going to stop this guy? We got to face this guy now. And also, it's a day that Patrick Willis announced his retirement, and then bam, at 1 o'clock, like I said, Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, they announced this trade. It's like, what? It's like, okay, Niners don't have an answer for him because their guy retired. Bowman might not be there because of his knee. Then you have Cardinals. I don't think they have a guy for him. Same for the St. Louis Rams. So yeah, it's going to be a great weapon. I could see them gaining the Super Bowl that way. As long as they got their offensive line shored up, I think that they're pretty set right now. Now for the Saints, this is probably a potential to help them start rebuilding. And there's a rumor right now usually I don't want to break down rumor, but it makes sense, and I'll talk about it because this is part of the analysis and breakdown why this trade happened. So they are close to the cap, but the problem is they're still kind of close or tight with their money, and they still got some holes they want to fill. So there is a rumor, since you just lost your biggest target or favorite target for Drew Brees, that Drew Brees is on the market. So there's one rumor that Jameis Winston actually was taking a look at the New Orleans Saints facility. It's not confirmed, but there is some rumors that there was a secret meeting or something that he got to talk to the Saints and got to look at the facility and stuff. So can't say it's 110% sure it's true, but don't be surprised if this happens. So here, and this is why it makes some logical sense on why this trade happened. So if this happened, you just took one of the best weapons for the Saints and Drew Brees. Drew Brees could be on the market, and the rumor is that he could be traded for the first pick to the Buccaneers, because Lovie Smith is not very good at valuing quarterbacks, and they've been saying they're having a hard time with Jameis Winston and Mariota. And so if you get Drew Brees, someone in the division, and you're sure of and has worked there, you're going to have a proven commodity. You have Mike Evans already. You got some weapons that you could put around for Drew Brees and build it. But he doesn't have too many years compared to Winston. And if Winston goes with the Saints and they're going to get a head start for that rebuilding mode. You're paired up with Champagne. It kind of makes some sense, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to see, but it could be a rebuilding mode. It could be the first domino for the Saints, because they re-signed Mark Ingram, and then they got a center, so it sounds like they want to run more on their offense, but then they took away one of their best offensive playmakers. So let me know what you think of this trade breakdown, and if this is a domino effect for the Saints, and what you think overall of this. Go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe for more NFL videos.